name is Carl Bishop Whalen, and this is my facility. All you have to do is leave, and I give you my word you will not be pursued. At least, not by any of my personnel.
Hey, what's going on? I am joined here by Rebellion's Tim Jones. You are the project lead on Aliens vs. Predator, correct?
That's me.
So you personally have had experience with the Aliens vs. Predator games before. How did the Rebellion approach to this franchise differ this time around?
The key thing we wanted to do was make sure that we remained true to everything that people really loved about the original games, but bring it up a level because we can do so much more with the technology. Everyone's online now. You know, it's just a different kind of gaming space, and we wanted to make sure we can bring in as wide an audience as possible, as well as pleasing the original hardcore fans, because the original game was pretty difficult, it has to be said.
One of the things that I noticed playing on all three sides, between the Marines, the Predators, and the Aliens, a lot of melee action here. Let's talk a little bit about that and kind of the way that came about.
This time around, we really wanted to take the melee to another level, because it's obviously key to both the Predator, who's got his wrist blades, and the Alien, who doesn't have any ranged weapons of any kind. He's got his claws, his tail, his teeth, but he is basically a melee weapon himself. So it was really important to us to make sure that we added the level of depth to that part of the gameplay, so that it, continued to be entertaining and challenging and skillful for players. So we've got a kind of a rock, paper, scissors kind of mechanism going on, where we've got fast, light attacks that beat heavy, slow attacks, but we've got the heavy, slow attacks will break the block that you can do. So you've got blocks, light attacks, heavy attacks, and that's true to both the Predator and the Alien, but also the Marine. While he doesn't have heavy attacks, his equivalent of that is the firing his gun, if you like, but he does have a rifle butt which functions as his quick attack, and he's got a block, which all of which are really, really important when it comes to multiplayer, to give everyone a fighting chance against everyone else.
So we've been here playing multiplayer all day. Let's talk about some of the specific modes in AVP and kind of how those handle.
Okay, well, we've got a whole bunch of different modes. We've got, as you might expect, the kind of free-for-all deathmatch, which is a blast in and of itself, with those three very different perspectives, those different strategies coming up against each other in one map. You can jump between the different species and experience what those are like, which is, a whole fresh experience in itself. But we've also got Team Species deathmatch, where, you're teaming up with a bunch of Marines, Aliens, Predators to go against each other. But then we've got more specific modes tailored to the specific mechanics for each species. So things like Predator Hunt, where everyone starts as a Marine and one player is the hunting Predator, and only they can score points. But if a Marine manages to kill them, then they get to become the Predator, so they get the chance to go on their, on the hunt themselves. And then we've got the Alien Infestation mode, where everyone starts as a Marine, one player is the Alien. Every time an Alien kills a Marine, that Marine comes back as an Alien, so the Aliens grow in their ranks, and quickly it changes from a fairly gung-ho situation for those Marines taking down those Aliens to all-out panic, and then down to one last man standing. It's quite a thrill, and kind of captures a lot of the flavour of the Aliens movie, we like to think.
And, what good is being a Colonial Marine if you can't have a good old-fashioned, Bill Paxton freak out in the field and just start shooting everywhere?
It's all part of the thrill. It's a very cathartic experience, we like to think.
We're seeing multiplayer. Anything about a single-player experience here?
Well, single player, we've got three separate single player campaigns. Each of the species has their own campaign. They all have their own story that works for that, but they all essentially give you a different perspective on the same series of events from each species' perspective. So you'll have to play all three to get the fullest sense of what happens in the story. But in addition to that, in single player, we've also got a single player survivor mode, where you get to play in a point defense mode against oncoming waves of ever-increasing difficulty aliens, and it's just a matter of how long can you survive, how many aliens can you take down before you go, and it's infinitely replayable. It's a real thrill, and that's also available for up to 4 Marines to play cooperatively online as well.
Tim, thank you so much for your time here. Alien vs. Predator, this is coming to the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the personal computer. What's your release date for this?
Our release date is the 16th of February, so go out there and buy it.
Excellent. Thank you again, Tim.
Okay.
Equal numbers. of aliens and Terminators. Who's going to take that fight?
I have to say the aliens. You know, I'm an aliens fan. They'd find a way. You know, they're adaptable. They're the ultimate killing machine.
Predators, RoboCops.
Predators.
Aliens versus Batmans. Multiple Batmans. Same number aliens, same number Batmans.
Aliens.
Okay, you versus aliens.
Man, I would kick their asses. Yeah.
You know, I like a modest man.